Hi, welcome back to the Roundtable. I am your host, Steven. Today I'll be talking about the latest feature film from Marvel Studios, this one being Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. This time out, Scott Lang and his family get sucked into the quantum realm where they have to fight the evil Kang the Conqueror. I saw it yesterday at the theater and watched it in 3D IMAX, and I was pleasantly surprised how much I did enjoy it. But I have seen online there is a divisive stance between critics and fans where either you love this or you hate this film, and I can see why. As much as I enjoyed it, I did see some of the limitations. And first time out, I will have to say, looking at this objectively or trying to, if you look at the first two Ant-Man installments, it was very kind of like goofy humor with a small scale adventure. Nothing near the heights or the urgency of the Thor movies or the Guardians of the Galaxy or Captain America or the Avengers, right? This is a smaller scale. And this time out, um, he's thrown out of our world and into this quantum realm, which is basically another universe hidden from ours, where you have, liquid creatures, spaceships that can shoot and that are alive. It's a very different feel from the first two. It's very much Ant-Man thrown into the world of Star Wars and Dune and, Doctor Who. Very trippy sci-fi on this one. And so I can see, if you were a big fan of the first two, how they were smaller scale, this may throw you off. So it will push your realm of believability third time out. But it looked great in IMAX 3D. I thought the action sequences were pretty good. I enjoyed Michelle Pfeiffer. I thought she really kicked ass in this film, and I thought Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror was really a very good and menacing villain this time out. I think he really stood out for me. The other thing that I could have hurt the film was MODOK, which is a mechanized organism designed only to kill, where they brought in a character from the first, a Darren Cross, who played Yellow Jacket, who got thrown into the quantum realm. He's back as this character, and those not know, this character was basically a super intelligent being with an enlarged brain. So his head is quite large, and the rest of his body is quite small. And it was played by another character in the comics called George Tarleton, and he was part of a criminal organization called AIM, and I think they referenced it a little bit in Iron Man 3, but I could be off on that one, so take that with a grain of salt. So the character, his origins, Marvels took liberty in changing it, which I can see a lot of fans who enjoyed this character could take offense of it, and they kind of played it as comic relief a little bit. So I can see some fans not taking too kindly to that. So I can see where the lines are blurred and whether you like it or not. So if you're, not a diehard fan, you might get into this. But then again, if you see Ant-Man being pulled out of the elements that you kind of enjoyed in the first two films and thrown into this wacky quantum realm, you could shake your head in disbelief. And I can understand why people are taking this, are having a hard time enjoying this film. I enjoyed it. I knew what I was going to get into. I kind of read up a little bit on it and realized what was going to happen. What I liked about it, it has enough humor, how do you say, there's enough humor, there's enough of the family unit with the Pims and the Van Dynes that you really believe they care for each other. So that makes up for the shortcomings or the hard time in this new realm that they're in. What else can I say? I think the things that hurt the movie the most were Marvel's creative liberty, especially with MODOK, and I guess those who are used to Ant-Man's smaller scale adventures will be thrown in for a loop with this one. It is a trippy ride. I mean, it's not a regular universe wherein there's like really, you got to open your mind on this one. This is very trippy. It's a trippy space adventure. So if you have a hard time with that, this will be very hard for you to get involved in or follow through. Like me, I had fun with it. I thought it was enjoyable. It's a lighthearted sci-fi trippy romp. If you can get into that, like a old-fashioned kind of Doctor Who thing, this one will do the trick for you. If you are like I said, if you like the first two Ant-Man installments, where it's low key and smaller scale adventures, this is totally a 360. So understand what you're getting into. This is very, very, very trippy sci-fi adventure. Other than that, I enjoyed it. Not the greatest Marvel movie in my opinion, but it does set up this quantum realm, I guess, war that will be happening eventually. All in all, a decent movie. If you can go on a cheapy day, I recommend it. If you've seen all the other Marvel movies, I think you'll probably go see this and have a good time in theater. But like I said, it is gonna push your believability in the character, because it is, like I said, a big jump, a massive jump from the first two to this one, and what their adventure is going to. But again, strong performances by Jonathan Majors, who plays Kang, and Michelle Pfeiffer did really well in this. I thought they really stole the show. But again, know what you're getting into. This is not like the first two. I'm stressing that a lot. And if you were a big fan of the MODOK character in the comic books, Marvel has taken a big creative liberty, and you may love it or you may hate it. So it depends. Know what you're getting into on this one. Look into it, read up on the synopsis, and before you go. But for me, I enjoyed it. Not the greatest Marvel movie, but a fun ride nonetheless. So this is Steve from the Round Table saying, giving the movie, I guess, a solid 2 3/4 on 5 on this one. Good enough. The goofy humor, the family unit, the performances are really what hold it together. Everybody were on board and really believed in this film. Whether you do is your taste. How much you like the first two Ant-Man movies. If you like that, like I said, the smaller scale things, this is again a total 360. So know what you're getting into before you walk into this film. This is very different than the first two. But other than that, it's still good, and Marvel still is on a roll. So this is Steve from the Roundtable recommending Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania, but please know what you're getting into before you go see this film. Signing off.